Welcome in to Bobcat Live here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis. Dylan Dose alongside me here tonight. Welcome in as tonight we look forward to talking a little girls and boys basketball as well as bowling here tonight. Fresh off of rolling a 300 back in December. Damon Borton is on the show tonight. Also Dustin Peterson with girls bowling. They join us here tonight, so looking forward to that.
Yep.
And it's been a busy week, Dylan, as we've had a lot of action going on this week with basketball on Monday and Tuesday nights inside the Roundhouse. And then on Friday at Waterloo East, we have Friday showcase as East Trojans and the Marshalltown Bobcats matching up. And that'll be a rematch of two teams that made the playoffs last year. Marshalltown hosted that game and won it, and so always a good measuring stick as well in the Iowa Alliance Conference.
Yeah, Waterloo East has a lot of good talent. We were able to, in that second half, be able to kind of pull away in that, but I anticipate a very tight matchup in Waterloo tomorrow night.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We'll talk to head coach Michael Apple coming up in a little bit. Next, we'll talk girls bowling right here on Bobcat Live at Zeno's in downtown Marshalltown on KFJB-TV.
Marshalltown's best pizza, Zeno's is the place to get delicious homemade pizza from scratch that the whole family will love. For some, it's a family tradition, and Zeno's Pizza is all about old-school family-owned pizza making. Zeno's respects tradition so much that they have had the same thin crust pizza recipe for over 70 years. There are a couple of ways to get your Zeno's Pizza. You can dine in, order online for pickup, or call 641-752-1245. Zeno's Pizza, 109 East Main Street, downtown Marshalltown.
TV streaming on YouTube as well at 1230kfjb.com. Of course, basketball tomorrow night, but bowling in the house tonight as we welcome in Dustin Peterson. How are you? Good. Welcome in. First Bobcat Live that we've had you on, and it's just been really cool since I've been here 3 years, kind of seeing bowling just progressively grow in the turnout, but also just the way that it's been received, I guess, here in the community with the success that you've had on bowling throughout the years with boys and girls. And so how as you are in your first year, how important has bowling been to you and the community here in Marshalltown?
Well, I've been lucky enough that I've been here the last 4 years, so I've got to see the run that the boys have put up, and that's been a lot of fun. And then just to build on that with the girls this year, we were pretty excited to have 13 kids come out this year, and that's I think last year we had 9, so it's good, and this community rallies around the bowling, so it's really nice.
Taking over as the new head coach this year, how has the transition for you been, kind of going from assistant to now head coach?
Well, it's a lot more work. It's a lot more time and effort, and it's a lot of, things I never had to worry about or think about before, or definitely things that I spend a lot of nights looking at numbers and trying to make sure that I'm giving the girls the best opportunity that they have to be successful.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You said a lot more things you're thinking about that you normally didn't. Could you elaborate on one or two of those, coming from, hey, go out with the kids to bowl, never bowling competitively, even competitively with bumpers? Can you tell us, for those lay people out there, what does a head coach stay up thinking about with the bowling team?
Well, simple things. Making sure that the kids are on the bus, making sure the kids have had lunch that day, making sure that all these little things happen, and I never ever had to think about it. I hardly ever rode the bus before. I would drive myself, or I would come from work and just meet up with them. So it's been a transition. But the other thing, looking at first ball numbers and spare percentages and those kind of things, and making sure that the lineup seems pretty simple, but at the same time, it's when you get down to those last 2 or 3 spots on the team, it's really kind of hard to decide, well, this girl's going today or this one. So those are the kind of things that kind of keep me up at night, or what kind of things can I do better to make sure that they're growing, and that's kind of where we are.
I know that bowling, I kind of associate it to golf a little bit, in the aspect of that it's a team sport, but it's very individual, and you're going out there on the lane, and it's all about, consistently, throwing, and then also like in golf, consistently hitting your shot and lining up and making sure that you're good to go. So how do you work with people, the ladies on an individual level, each of them, because I'm sure they all have their different styles?
Oh, for sure. They have different styles. They have different skills that they need to work on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we have a practice where we'll have just one lane that are just shooting at 10 pins. And then maybe the next lane to them, all I'm doing is making sure that they're hitting their mark or following through or doing just little things to help them out. And that's practice sometimes can get pretty divided. The other thing is now with the changes to the formatting, it's becoming more and more of just a straight up team sport. So the duels and the things that we participate in week to week, they're really nice, but at the end of the day, they don't get a set for state qualifiers and state. So it's a little bit different format at that point in time, and that's really kind of difficult to practice all year long doing one thing, and then towards the end, here we go, and we change it up.
One thing, as you talk about coming in your first year as the head coach, you're not coming in to a program you have to build from the ground up. You're coming into a program that has high expectations from externally, internally, when you're talking with the young ladies as you guys are getting prepped for the season, as you've come into the season, had some good success, a couple rough spot. What are internally your goals as a team this year?
I think we set out at the beginning of the year, I talked to our top turning seniors, and I asked them what they wanted from this year and what they wanted to do and grow from this year, because I know both of them, I think, plan on bowling in college.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, I think Madison Pickett will be signing her letter of intent against Mason City, whatever Tuesday that is.
Okay.
And then right now, Autumn Thompson, she is actually on a trip to visit a college right now. So I kind of talked to them about that. I really thought by looking at the numbers from last year and looking at the team that we had and the other schools, what they have returning, I thought if we could win the North, we'd be doing pretty good.
Yeah, and you're 5-2, so I guess how do you feel it's been going so far?
I honestly, I think if you by looking at the numbers, we're exactly where I thought we would be before Monday. Monday's meet was one that I really was hoping that we would jump up a little bit, and I thought that was one that we could really get. And unfortunately, it was a little bit different and a little bit, I would say, difficult lane conditions. One lane was different than the other lane, and it was really kind of strange. We would have Madison would be really good on the left-handed lane and on the left lane, and Autumn would be really good on the right lane. So once we got into Bakers, we would switch the lineup up quite a bit, and I mean, it helped, but we fell about 5 spares short of being able to win that game.
Yeah, and you were on the road at Fort Dodge, so that's the thing is you go around, and obviously you have a great facility here in town at Wayward Social to practice and have your meets at. So I guess is there a favorite place that your ladies like to bowl at?
Well, I mean, they're definitely comfortable at home.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure. And I don't know if there's one. This year's been kind of different a little bit because we've bowled at some places that we haven't in the past. Air Lanes was really, really nice, and they bowled really well against Roosevelt there. But at the same time, it was $4 waters, so they didn't like that. But I mean, those are the kind of things that they're concerned about. No food and $4 waters. So,
we were talking with Ryan Iskrig last week, and he was talking about bowling. He says it's kind of this incredible as the AD that it's a sport the kids can eat while they play, which it makes it a really a lifetime type of sport.
I mean, it's kind of dirty, really. Not dirty. I shouldn't say that. I mean, it's messy at times. I mean, girls will have snacks on the tables and this and that. And it's like, hey, you remember we're here to bowl. Right? Well, and like I think I heard the thing, and Ryan's right. I mean, you might have teams sharing, like Ottumwa is usually pretty good about being pretty supportive of the other teams that they bowl against. So I mean, yeah, you get that camaraderie between teams. And that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Were you there when Damon was bowling his 300? Did you see it?
I saw the last ball.
Okay. Which was the one that really counted, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was still probably like 5 lanes away, but yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did see it. The one thing about this year also is, unfortunately, I haven't really had much of an opportunity to watch the boys. I couldn't tell you, what they've been shooting or anything like that. I know Monday night they shot really, really well, but they came up just short. But no, I haven't really had the opportunity to, because as we do practice most of the time together, we're 2 different teams, and we kind of keep it that way. Kind of make sure that for the past 4 years, I think the girls have kind of been in the shadow of the boys a little bit. And I mean, the boys teams have been awesome. So this time we're trying to make them come out, and we kind of feel it's their time to shine, and so hopefully we'll see that here coming up the next couple weeks.
Yeah, fantastic. Look forward to it. And of course, your next matchup going to be at home on the 17th, as you'll take on Des Moines Lincoln, and they look like a pretty good opponent, 8-0 so far this season.
Yeah, they're a very good opponent. I mean, I believe Ottumwa came into our house and beat us by 700 pins, and I know this Lincoln team has already beat Ottumwa once. So,
wow.
And the bad part about it is, their top bowler, her mom graduated with me from Marshalltown. So
she should be bowling for Marshalltown, is what you're saying.
Well, I tried to say, maybe it's time to move back home. But
yeah.
Nope.
No luck there, huh?
Nope.
Hey, Dustin, great to have you. Appreciate the time here tonight. And I want to put a plug out there because you already mentioned it. On February 2nd, you're having kind of a big special between the players and the teachers. Is that right?
We're going to definitely try. I mean, we haven't worked out all the details yet, but we think it's a good opportunity for people to come out and see the bowlers who maybe wouldn't for a normal meet. Come on out and see them. And maybe we might charge a little bit at the gate and then donate that money. Whatever we can do to get some more people down there, get some people out there, and it'd be great to have you guys along.
Oh, well, we appreciate it. That is a Bobcat Live night, so we're going to try to see if we can work on that, so we look forward to it. Thanks so much for the time tonight, Dustin. Good luck the rest of the season.
Hey, thank you very much.
We'll be chatting with you. This is Bobcat Live from Zeno's in downtown Marshalltown on KFJB-TV.
Doesn't end when the weather gets cold at Wandering Creek Golf Club in Marshalltown with their 2 full-swing simulators. Anything you can do at an outdoor golf course, you can do at their indoor golf simulators with 80-plus golf courses to choose from. Wandering Creek has numerous indoor golf tournaments this winter, so check their website for dates and details at wanderingcreekgolf.com. You could also save with special discounts for online bookings. Make a full day of it with golf, food, and your favorite beverage at Wandering Creek Golf Club.
Don't let concerns about current events derail your long-term financial strategy. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you to understand today's financial landscape and how to be positioned for the long term. Edward Jones can give you the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Call Zach Wall at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or online at edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around Central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family. We want to be there for your first car, we want to be there for your family SUV, and we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
Whether it's time for a new ride or a new-to-you ride, Lennox Employees Credit Union is here to help with new and used vehicle loans. Rates are as low as 2.24% for up to 60 months for new vehicles and used vehicles for 48 months. Go to their website, lennoxecu.com, for further details and membership eligibility, or call the office to talk to a loan officer. Low auto loan rates from Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown, member NCUA.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Alongside me is head coach Michael Apple, now joining us for the Marshalltown Bobcat boys basketball program. Coach, a busy week for you. Monday night, you were at home against Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Got your 8th victory of the season. And then on Tuesday night, a close one, a 1-point loss to the Hoover Huskies. But that one on Tuesday night, a very good matchup between two really solid teams. Hoover's now 6-2 on the year after that win. But that one, I thought it was really kind of the Trayshawn Brooks coming out party because he had 18 points. He went 6 of 8 from the floor, 2 of 3 from three-point land, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Had a couple assists as he continues to really set his guys up out there on the floor. So what did you assess from him and his ability to just come out and score the ball, which you really needed somebody in that game to do that?
Well, number one, just how well he was moving on the floor. You know, he's been hurt for a week now or a little more. So just seeing him be that explosive and make those plays was a good sign. And his ability to score it the way he did and get to the rim. And he was knocking down some shots, too. So when he's able to do that, it helps us, a lot for him to be able to score the ball like that.
You know, and you see in that game his ability to score and then, set guys up. But then also he was tasked with Henderson, the top player on their team. You start out with Drake Capeyu on him and then switched to Brooks guarding Henderson. And he really did a phenomenal job, I thought, against Henderson. So not only to score the ball, but then come out and play solid defense. It says a lot about the junior.
It does, yeah. And, maybe that had a lot to do with his offense just because he was just, not taking plays off and ready all the time. And usually when that happens, you're locked in and you can be, it helps your offensive game too. So, with Drake getting in foul trouble there early on, we had to make that switch, and he did a great job. So having those two guards be able to guard guys like that will help us out a lot.
And the underrated part of Trey's game, and really historically, the point guard has been incredibly important for you on the defensive rebounding side. What does it mean to you and the offense for your point guard to be able to rip it off the glass and take it the other way?
It's huge. You're able to get in transition a lot faster that way, and just having another guy be able to rebound, with not always having to rely on Dalen or somebody else to grab it. We can have him get in there and do it too, and that's just not on defense. We got to have a mindset with him to attack the offensive glass a little bit more too.
Speaking of Dalen, how's he doing? I know he kind of, I couldn't tell if it was a knee or an ankle. I think it was kind of an ankle issue, but is he feeling okay?
Yeah, he's a tough kid. He'll bounce back. He unfortunately kind of rolled it again tonight in practice. So that's not that's a tough thing to happen, but he works hard at it. He gets treatment on it. He does the things he needs to do to get ready. So we'll just have to see how he feels tomorrow, but from what I heard, he's going to try and give it a go and play.
And when you look at Dalen, and we talked a little bit about Trayshawn, those two junior players, what is your expectation offensively out of those two players to get where you want to go as a team for the rest of the year?
Yeah, they're with Dalen, it's always been if he's open inside, and what do I mean by that? If they're playing behind him, we have to throw it into him every single time down. That's kind of how our offense really needs to start, is get it to him, and if they don't want to come double him, he's going to make a good move to the hoop and be aggressive and score it. So, between that and then with Trey can do a lot of different things obviously too. Attacking in transition, finding guys that are open, being that facilitator, and also be aggressive and attack that rim when we need a bucket too.
Can you really front a player, though, like Dalen Houston? I mean, with his speed and stuff?
It's, the nice thing about him, he's got a lot of ways he can score, too. So if they decide to try and do that, we can bring him on a wing and start some stuff for him there, too. So just very versatile, has a lot of ways to score it. He's shooting it so good right now, too. I think he could even almost shoot it a little more than he is. He's passing some up, but the past few games, I think he's been like 5 for 6 from the field and then another 6 for 7. So, I mean, that just shows us we need to get him the ball more.
And it does seem that way. We've talked about it on air, especially this week. In those first halves, Dalen himself almost, even in that, if it be the zone Monday night, not really demanding the basketball. You get into that second half, you make some halftime adjustments, then it's starting to funnel through him. Seemed to be even in that man-to-man defense on Tuesday night, the same things. Yeah. Comes out, just allowing the game to happen. How, as a coach, do you get him to be more selflessly selfish?
I think we can just do a better job of running stuff for him, and then he understands that you're in a position you're going to go and try and score it here. This is what you're looking at. So just overall, just trying to, as a team, understand that's who the ball needs to go through a little bit more.
Waterloo East is the opponent on Friday night at 7:45 is tip-off. You'll see the game right here on KFJB-TV, a matchup of two teams that squared off in the playoffs a year ago. It was a good one inside the Roundhouse, and probably a good matchup overall. It's two historically good teams that have two top 10 teams historically that have made it to the state tournament. Yep. And so tell me, I guess, your thoughts on these two teams matching up. I mean, a pretty even matchup.
Yeah, they got some talented guys. They got a bigger guy, kind of stretches the floor, has the ability to score it in a lot of different ways. Kind of like Dalen, just got a little more weight on him. Yep. He can bang his body around a little bit, but he shoots it really well. And their point guard's solid. They're shooting it over 46% from three, yep, which is high. Kind of like Hoover, very similar to that in that way. And then they got some athletic guys that just make it tough too, because they got the ability to get to the rim, get offensive rebounds, and get second chance points is that way too.
Armani Thomas had 21 points in this game a year ago, 69-65 in that playoff victory, and then he went and took on the Tigers of Cedar Falls. So, we've seen this week, Drake Capello went off. He had 5 threes on Monday night, and then you saw Dalen with the exceptional effort, but it was really Trayshawn Brooks, putting up 18 points on Tuesday night. So do you feel like right now, despite maybe a little bit of injuries and things of that nature, you've got enough pieces to make sure that you still stay well, anybody on any given night can be the one to lead you?
Yeah, I think so. With Drake and obviously Dalen, those are the two guys that had some big games, and Trey too. So I mean, we got every guy that we play has the ability to score. We don't really have that one guy that's kind of in there just to guard somebody or so forth, and they know they can't shoot it. So that's the nice thing about this team is they all have the ability to score in some way or another. We got some guys that can shoot it really well as well. With this team, I think it's more of just a balanced approach. I don't see every now and then a guy might get 20 or whatever, but it's mostly going to be kind of here, 15 here, 12 here, 3 or 4 guys doing that to help us win.
We've seen this year your bench at times, you've only maybe brought 1 or 2 guys off the bench, and then other games 3 or 4 guys. But one guy that's kind of impressed me just like football season, Rogelio Sarin. He didn't start football year out. He wasn't a starting corner, and then by the end of the year, he was getting a lot of playing time and starting at corner. He reminds me a lot of Braden Weatherly kind of that heart, hustle, and muscle out there on the basketball court. We've seen him hustling to try to get rebounds and make good plays. How impressed have you been with his development this year? Well,
he's great, and in just the sense that he just wants to do what it takes to make winning plays and win games. So he's going to try hard. He practices extremely hard. He works hard. He's a hustle guy. He's not afraid to get his nose dirty and rebound and do those things you need to do to have, to win games.
So Friday night against Waterloo East, and then next week you're going to have Monday, Tuesday, and then you're going to have a little bit of a break. Yeah. So the month of January always sets up to be a little goofy, and then lingering right around the corner is 3 straight road games at Tumwa, Mason City, and Fort Dodge. Yeah. So is there anything you say to your guys at this point in time that you're like, hey, this is the grind of the season?
Yeah, I think it's just
or do you give them some time off at practice? Or what?
We didn't do a lot yesterday. We watched film. We watched film and we didn't really practice. We had some shooting things we could do if they wanted to, but we really didn't practice late yesterday. Watched film and just said, hey, lock in here mentally. We need to focus on this to get better and improve just from that Hoover game. Yep. Just some key things we need to fix there. Just to make sure we're in close games like that. Things don't happen so we get chances to win, So and then today we got back to it and it's just the same approach every day. Just be consistent with what we're doing. Work hard every day to get better.
Last question for you. I know that this time of year you get busy, so you and Brian Murphy probably don't talk all the time, but I know you probably pass. But, he's kind of in a position that you were a couple years ago where you have such a young team and you're bringing up these young players, but, they got a win against Hoover on Tuesday night, which was big, their second win of the year. So, when you look at one of your coaching counterparts, and seeing his development of a young team, and you've kind of been there before, and now you're getting more established. I mean, is there anything to tell him, or you just kind of like, hey,
I think he's
doing a good job.
He's doing a good job. He's he's
figuring
it out. He understands that they're young and that just takes time, and they're going to continue and improve and get better. It's just just have patience and work hard, and he's doing that. I see they're there, practicing at the same time as us. So. It's just process. It's just the process takes a while.
Yeah, that is for sure. Coach, thanks for the time. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.
Yep, thank you.
All right, 7:45 tip-off on the road at Waterloo East. This is Bobcat Live from Zeno's in downtown Marshalltown on KFJB-TV.
You help Marshalltown High School and enjoy a mouth-watering burger at the same time by ordering the Bobcat Burger at Legends American Grill. 2 quarter-pound patties with crisp bacon strips, sautéed onions, and melted American cheddar, jack, and Swiss cheeses on top of fresh shredded lettuce on a toasted bun. It's absolutely delicious. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold is donated by Legends to Marshalltown High School activities. So, enjoy a Bobcat Burger and help MHS. The Bobcat Burger, another exclusive from Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to Marshalltown.org.
Why choose Marshalltown Community College for your education?
A quality education.
Hands-on career training.
Convenient on-campus living.
One-on-one attention from my instructors.
Earning my AA degree and transferring to university, all while saving money.
Why was MCC the right choice for me? The great student activities and the friends I met.
2 convenient locations and the option to take online classes.
The right choice is MCC.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
With us here at Bobcat Live. How are you, Damon?
I'm good.
Good. Great to have you here representing the boys bowling squad. 300 back in December. Tell me about that day, December 13th versus Ottumwa. I saw the video. It was impressive. I thought it was cool how Ottumwa was cheering you on. The feeling that you got once that ball took down that pin.
First, I wasn't even sure that I was doing it. I didn't realize until like about the 8th frame that I was actually almost there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and then once I noticed, I started kind of getting in my head a little bit. So I started to go back, just take a drink after every shot, to stay out of my head.
Water, or is there a special drink that?
He's in high school. He's in high school.
Well, I know. Maybe a Pepsi.
It was just Mountain Dew.
Okay, all right, Mountain
Dew.
All
just
right.
good and jittery.
So
do you think it was beneficial that you didn't by the 8th frame as Jess coming to you? Because I'm thinking if you would have thought in frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, that it might have been too much.
Yeah. Once I got to the 8th frame, I noticed it, and every time I went up, the 9th frame, I was fine. Then I got to the 10th frame, I shot 1, and I started getting a little bit more shaky. Then I got to the 11th shot, got a little bit more shaky, and then when I went up to start the 12th shot, I was just shaking, felt like I couldn't hold the ball at all.
Oh my goodness!
But what a cool feeling, though. I'm sure once that finally happened. I mean, what was running through your mind? Like, I can't believe I just did this, or
yeah. I did not think going into that night I was going to do that.
That's what they say about like pitchers in baseball throwing no hitters. They thought my warm up was awful. I didn't think I was going to do anything. How was your warm up and getting ready?
I just did the same thing as I usually do every meet. Just did the stretches with the team, had fun with them while I was bowling, and it just happened.
Yeah.
So when you're getting ready, like Brandon and I, we could dream of having a 300 game, but it's definitely a dream. Never going to happen. Maybe combined we can get a 300. But as you prep and prepare, did you think that was something within the realm of possibilities of what you could do? Have you been close before?
Yeah, I've been close a couple of times, a couple of 279s.
Wow.
Fantastic. So when you're thinking about this, when you're looking at, because what blows my mind in basketball, if it be football or whatever, you can have a really good game, but there isn't a measurement that this is the perfect game. You cannot get better than this. Now thinking there's been nobody on the face of the earth that has ever bowled a higher score than you. What does that feel like?
I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that have done the same score.
Yeah. But never better. No one's got a 301.
That was a trick question, I feel like. How much time and preparation goes into the season for you before it actually even starts? I mean, are you pretty much bowling all year long?
Yeah, I go do a couple tournaments during the summer, and mid-season I do a couple tournaments as well.
So being in your senior season, what's it like to see this success and, I guess, more notoriety for the boys bowling program and people in the community enjoying it and enjoying the success that you guys have had?
It's nice.
So what do you want to do with this sport? We talked a little bit off air, and you said you weren't quite sure if you're going to bowl at the next level or not, but what do you want to see for your future in the sport of bowling?
I'm really hoping I can go to college and bowl. So for a couple years.
You guys are 5-2 on the season. How have you felt that the season's gone so far?
It's gone good. We're getting better. We have a few freshmen on the varsity team because we lost a lot of seniors last year.
Now, for people maybe not 100%, familiar with bowling, explain to me how a meet goes in how many frames and all that kind of stuff that you bowl.
There's 10 frames. We get 2 games of singles for 6 varsity members, and then after those 2 games are done, we add up the top scores, and then we take out the 6th man, whoever is the lowest score between the 2 games. We take that score out and add up the top 5 highest scores, and then we go into 5 games called Baker games, where 5 members of the varsity team bowl 2 frames each of that game. And once those 5 frames are done, we add the 5 solo games to the Baker's games, and then you add up all that, and then that's the final score.
I always thought the Baker games are pretty cool because I've watched the state tournament, and it's really, I guess that's where you really find out like the team aspect of it. Don't you feel like?
Yeah. It's a different feeling when you're at state for sure.
Where's your favorite place outside of Wayward Social to bowl?
Definitely Maple Lanes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the top.
Yeah.
That's the top pin or whatever. I don't know what a good cliche bowling term would be.
I don't want to show off, but I did bowl a 147 last time I was at Maple Lanes.
Wow, good for you.
So basically, I would be good enough for 12th on the Bobcat teams, and you would never use my score. So,
did you start out at a young age bowling? Is that where you think some of your success learned?
I've been bowling since a pretty young age.
Mm-hmm.
My parents have been bowling since before I was born, so it's just kind of like a family thing for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When did you fall in love with bowling? It was like, yeah, this is something I want to invest in. This is something I think I can be good at. This is something I have fun with.
Probably about the age of 9 or 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So you definitely been doing it for a while and enjoying some success. As far as the Iowa Alliance Conference, some good teams out there. I know you recently. You guys were going against Fort Dodge as the girls' side of things. They talked about that too, as Dustin was on with us just a little bit ago. But as you get ready to look down the rest of the season schedule, who are you kind of targeting that? Hey, this is a team we really got to have our A game against.
Definitely our next meet on the 17th.
Okay. And that was Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln coming up. So. Anyway, and then on February 2nd, as Dustin alluded to as well, trying to go against the teachers. I mean, that's when you can kind of flex on them, right?
I didn't even know that was happening.
Okay.
We are breaking news here.
Yeah.
It's breaking news. Get the CNN ticker on the breaking news.
Damon, thanks for coming on here tonight. Congrats on a great season. Keep up the great work the rest of your senior season, all right?
Yep, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Damon Borton with us with boys bowling for the Marshalltown Bobcats. When we come back, we'll talk girls basketball right here from Zeno's in downtown Marshalltown on KFJB-TV.
Within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Capon & Brown helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Capon & Brown to hear more about how they can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call them today at 641-753-3563 or visit them online at caponandbrowninc.com. Your local premier Lennox dealer, where quality has been a promise for 48 years.
Marshalltown knows competition. We started forging trowels in 1890 and evolved into manufacturing tools for masonry, drywall, concrete, flooring, tile, paint, and more. Today, we're still going strong. Marshalltown strong. As a worldwide leader in manufacturing, we crush the competition. We believe in our community and are proud to support Bobcat Athletics.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress has your mattress. Every firmness, comfort, and support level, each at a great price. Make the investment today for a good night's sleep for years to come. McGregor's also has quality furniture for every room in your home. Beautiful, comfortable sofas, recliners, dinette sets, and office furniture to help you work and relax in comfort and style. McGregor's Furniture is proud to bring you quality furniture and great service, and they are proud to support Bobcat Athletics. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
Over 70 years. Welcome back into Bobcat Live here on KFJB-TV. Broadcasting live at 1230 KFJB.com, as well as on our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@KFJB-TV. Love the crowd noise here tonight from the fans in attendance here tonight. Oh, yeah, Erin's giving the big pumped-up sign. Yes. Krista's not here. She's getting ready for. We've got a big concert going on tonight, and I know you do too. So.
Yeah, we're cutting this a little bit early so we can go be dad or stepdad at a 5th and 6th grade band concert.
Coach, you're not into the concerts yet, but is it baby number 3?
It is baby number 3. Yep,
on the way
week,
here
so,
shortly. Yes.
Yep.
Congrats,
so, thank
by
you.
the way.
Thank you. We're very excited.
You and Coach Apple are making sure that there's a pipeline of players in the future.
Well, and actually, I was laughing at one point because Goodvin, Apple, and I are all within about a 3 or 4 month window here.
You're ensuring future success at Bobcat Athletics.
What you got to do.
That's right. And you guys all put it around your season, which is interesting. You would think you'd go opposite, but
yeah, he was.
I'm not here to hate.
Didn't Goodvin have a baby right after the season?
Yep.
So yeah, we're all kind
planning
of
is
window,
not,
so
funny
how that works out sometimes. Yeah. So
probably leaving it up to a higher power.
That's right. That's
we
right.
have a pastor in the house, so
that's
we need
right.
There we go.
Hey, you got your second win of the season against Hoover on Tuesday night. I talked to Georgia Jansen today with recording one of our Cat Connections, but I just continue to be impressed with her.
Yeah.
She had, I think it was 6 or 7 points and like 6 or 7 rebounds on Tuesday, and was she a starter on Tuesday?
Yep. Yeah, she got her first career start as well. Yep.
She was our player of the week a couple weeks ago, and she just has continued to really improve. I know she's kind of a quiet gal, but, I mean, out there on the court, she's really kind of coming out of her shell, it seems like.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. And it's something we continue to try to draw out of her. I mean, you nailed on the head. She's a really nice kid, very polite, and so sometimes you got to kind of rev that up. I have not seen her play. I'm told on the soccer field she's like a different person. So
really?
We've been trying to channel some of that soccer mentality going. But no, absolutely. She's making strides, and she's somebody that we're just going to keep pushing because she's got a lot of potential. And as long as she can get that intensity going a little bit more consistently, I mean, she's going to just keep growing. So yeah, we're very excited.
Kinsley Bowie, as well as I'm blanking on her name right now. The other freshman, Millie Heitman.
Yep.
She's both of those ladies too have been starting to come out of their shell a little bit too. I mean, it takes some minutes out there on the court, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when you think about the fact that last year these are girls that were playing 8th grade basketball, and now they're jumping up to the varsity level. I mean, that is a significant jump in physicality and speed and size. And so, I mean, it takes a while both mentally and physically to adjust. And you hear a lot about the game slowing down, and you can tell. It's starting to happen at times, just not consistently at this point, where you can see where we're getting sped up sometimes, and sometimes the ball is moving faster than our brain can kind of process. So, but yeah, with both those girls are doing great. I was really happy Kinsley got some to go down because, I mean, she's a kid. I've talked about it before. I mean, when she shoots, we expect the ball to go in, and she got a couple to drop early in that game, and you could just see her confidence kind of swell. And we've been telling her, if you've got that space, we want you shooting the ball because we have that much faith in your jump shot. And so it was really nice to see her work pay off and that confidence boost. And Millie's another one that she's got a lot of things that she brings to the table, and we're also trying to kind of amp up her intensity and her aggression getting to the hoop. So yeah, a lot of potential, and still quite a bit of season left, even though it feels like we've been going for a while. So a lot of work we've done and a lot of work still to do.
Millie Heitman is somebody that I think, again, will be a very good player. She and Georgia both have a similar thing as long arms, long legs, sometimes just getting everything going in the right direction. But I will tell you what's low-key becoming one of my favorite things is the Millie Heitman mouth guard. I think by the time her senior year, that mouth guard is going to be iconic. But at the beginning of the
I'm sorry that he's so odd sometimes.
It's what I pick up. It's at the beginning of the season, you were doing a lot of line changes. You were saying, we want these players to get really used to playing with this set of 5 players or these 3 or 4 girls. What we're seeing as the season progresses is a lot more one-for-one substitutions. Georgia Jansen now in the starting lineup. What are you seeing that is allowing you to say, you know what, now there's enough familiarity, we can now mix and match and put maybe what you think the best lineup, not just the best 5 together. Where's your growth come there?
Yeah, I mean, certainly just time is helping a lot. So, I mean, we're now a good 2 months into the season. We've had a couple months to practice, get each other going together. And honestly, I mean, at this point, they've been through enough together where that comfort level is starting to grow. And you can see it in practice where, we're getting after it more, where we've lost some of that politeness in practice, which is what we want. We had probably one of our feistiest practices last night, getting after it. One of my favorite drills now is a 12-second battle where essentially there's no fouls. We're just trying to pop that ball out. It gets scrappy, and that's what we want. We, especially going into the Waterloo East game, we know it's going to be a physical game. And so there's something about building that trust with each other where you can open up and kind of let loose, knowing that we're all moving toward the same goal. So
and give each other a bruise or two.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that. Sydney got Sarah pretty good, and I thought for sure she was going to have a black eye this morning, but she got to practice, and honestly looked a lot better than I expected. So
that's good.
Sometimes it's a little bit of friendly fire, but I tell you what, they're getting after it, and I think that's one of the best ways to build that camaraderie is just getting after each other in practice with different combinations where we'll go up and down the floor and flip it around and just try to get those combinations so they're comfortable with everybody.
And talking with Sydney Capay, you have Millie, you have Georgia, you have Kinsley. Kinsley's kind of got the traditional guard shooter, while Millie and Georgia are both kind of unique hybrids. Sydney she's kind of a traditional post, but with some handle and can stretch the floor. She would be the one, I think, just you throw a ball out. She seems to have like the basketball IQ. What do you really think from now to the end of the year? She had 14 points Tuesday night. What do you think some of the growth metrics for her can be through the end of this year?
One of the first ones that jumps out, the fact that she hit 2 threes for us in that game against Hoover. So she was 0 for 4 coming into that game and then went 2 for 4 within that game. So she matched her total number of threes just in that game. That is something that, I've been pushing with her since the summer where, I think sometimes as coaches we have more faith in a player's jump shot than they do. And it's our job to build that confidence. And I was, really excited to see the first one go down. But I was even more excited to see the other ones go up, where, stretching out the floor a little bit. And that's something we've been trying to preach with her is, we want her to be such a threat from the outside that they've got to come up and honor that. And then she's got the space to drop down where sometimes she's a little bit more comfortable. So that versatility is really big. And, she's another one that, we're going to be leaning on more and more as the season goes on to ball handle, to play make. It's just something that, you try to ease people in as best you can, but ultimately sometimes as the skill sets start to evolve and show themselves, you just start pushing them in and say, look, this is what we need right now, and so you're going to have to step up and kind of fill that spot. And that's another part of that lineup thing you're talking about where, as some of our traditional ball handlers, get subbed out, getting Sarah off the floor, we're going to need people to step up and kind of be that person, and Sydney's one of the people that can definitely do that for us.
And we've seen you do that, especially in press breakers, is where it may be Sarah, and then Sydney's that second person that you bring up. And Tuesday night you saw the aggressive offensive shot-taking and shot-making by Sydney, where we saw maybe last week, I know Ames in particular, where she would get the ball in scoring positions and be looking to pass it out and do something else with it. But then you look at the freshmen, we're seeing a lot of growth here. And again, I think we're seeing growth from that junior class as well, not just Sarah and Amaya, but you look at Ellie Hughes and Tanya Moore and that group. What can you say about the upperclassmen?
Yeah, they're certainly all making strides, and their jump is, not a whole lot different from the freshmen where, they were playing high school players, but that jump from, whether it's JV1 or JV2 making that leap, there's absolutely a shift. And even somebody like Amaya, who's been playing, this is her third year playing varsity, she's made such a leap where, she impacts the game all around the floor. And I keep saying this, I'm astonished at the fact that she never seems to get tired, where offense, defense, rebounds, she is just flying all over the place. And, if not for foul trouble, she'd probably, stay on the floor for most of the game. And she's another one where, getting up those 14 points, a lot of those are just flat out effort points where she's just going to get the ball, going to put it back, getting a steal, going down. And so, certainly she's made a great leap. And actually, it's great. Ellie's only a sophomore,
Ellie's a sophomore,
which is even she's the only one we've got, playing varsity, and so we've got her for that extra year. And she's another one that, it's funny is that some kids just seem to have this innate sense of what to do. She does so much that doesn't show up in the box scores where, She is the best help defender we've got on our team, and I truly don't know where it came from. As coaches, I don't think we can take credit for it. She just has that innate sense of, hey, I can sense that somebody's getting beat. She slides over, and she does not miss those rotations. She's a really skilled passer where she's just got a sense when somebody's cutting back door to hit them. She's got these little things that, I mean, she just seems to have picked it up. And just somebody that fills in the gaps like that is so valuable where, you can't necessarily capture that in a box score, but she's a really valuable contributor. So, really happy with how we're starting to get contributions from everybody all over the floor, both ends, offense and defense.
Yeah, that was definitely noticeable on Tuesday night. And going back to Sydney Capeyu, is third quarter I walked down there and she just came out on the left wing and knocked down a three, and it was just so impressive to see her and where she started the season compared to now. And I think that IQ, definitely basketball IQ, will pay off. Plus, she probably saw her brother hit 5 of them on Monday night, so maybe that wore off on her.
Yeah.
So
something, a little sibling rivalry never hurts. Anything to get her shooting more is a win in my book. So
tomorrow night you're going to take on Waterloo East. You'll see the game right here on KFJB-TV. 6:15 is tip-off. Pre-game show right around 6 o'clock here on KFJB-TV. Waterloo East is 4-8. I guess real quick, what's your thought on the matchup tomorrow night? What you need to do against the Trojans to end up on the victory?
So Waterloo's very athletic. They're not very big, so I think their tallest starter is about 5'8", 5'9". So it is a game we go into with some size advantage. But they are somebody that they're going to play all ends of the floor. They'll press the whole game. They trap hard. They're physical. They're quick. So it's something that, we know what to expect coming in, but as we've sometimes run into, it's that difference between knowing what they're going to do but how fast it happens.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the thing we've got to recognize. And so, we're really trying to get after it last couple nights in practice to kind of recognize that, because fundamentally if we beat their press down the floor, we feel pretty good about our half-court offense. We've got some size, we can feed the posts and really work on that end of the floor, but we've got to make sure we take care of the ball to get down in a position to do that.
Yeah. Last question for you, Coach. 3 games in 5 days. You've got a game Friday night, and then Monday a makeup against Fort Dodge at home. You'll see that game right here on KFJB-TV, and then on Tuesday at East. So what do you tell your players kind of heading into this 5-day stretch to make sure they're ready and fresh?
Yeah, our mantra going into the stretch has been our focus has to be on us. Obviously, from a scouting standpoint, we kind of hit, big picture things. But at the end of the day, we've got a lot of things we've got to take care of ourselves, and the matchup will dictate some of that. But, if we do the things that we need to do well, the game will take care of itself. So, ultimately, it's, the irony is East and Fort Dodge are about as different as you can be, where East is short, very quick. Fort Dodge is big. They start 3 girls that are 6 foot, but as a team, they're a little bit slower. And so it'll be a much different matchup for us. But, like I said, as long as we take care of what we need to do, games will take care of themselves.
Awesome. We look forward to it. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, Coach.
Sounds good.
All right. Brian Murphy with us on Bobcat Live from Zeno's. We invite you to join us every week at Zeno's for Bobcat Live. Grab some pizza and, of course, come out here in the Bobcat community and support local athletes. I'm Brandon Lewis for Dylan Doe, Zach Tomish, our producer, as well as Jesse DeMeyer on camera work here tonight. I'm Brandon Lewis. We'll talk to you tomorrow night from Waterloo East right here on your home for the Cats. It's KFJB-TV.